Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Stand Up and Stand Out show. It is the month of October, which is being celebrated as Black History Month here in the UK. And we're bringing to you a number of interesting guests from across the country, giving us an insight and sharing their story with us. Today we have Eddie. Now, he is a Black man who has come all the way from Jamaica many years ago, and he came from Jamaica, the Commonwealth country, to England, and he'll be sharing his story with us. We've also heard of the Windrush era and the issues surrounding that. So he'll be giving us an insight as to what that experience was like for him as well. So welcome to the show, Eddie.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Can you tell us a little bit about your story from coming from Jamaica to the UK and what that was like for you?
Yes, I will. I came here as a young person in my teens. I came from my parents' home in Jamaica, and coming to England on my own, the condition was not something that I expected. As West Indian, we had a limited number of homes to stay in, because we could only have West Indian home. The other people would not allow us to stay in their home. In those days, the weather was cold. There was a lot of snow on the ground, and there was a foggy, the night was covered with fog and everything. It was shocking to me when I came here. I did not expect England to be like what I saw. In fact, I was better off in Jamaica. One of the things I thought, why did I leave Jamaica to come to England in such a condition? Especially in London. You know, London is always a crowded city. Right. And it is always a crowded city, and accommodation was difficult. So if you have a room or sharing a room with a friend, you stay in it as long as possible. I could not cope with the situation very well. I thought, well, I'm going to save my fear and go back to Jamaica. But instead, I leave London and I came to Birmingham, where things was a little better. I must say, in England for the first few years, we never really lived, we just survived. Let me give you some example. Many of the homes that we live in did not have a shower or a bath. So what you do when you want to have a bath, you go to the public bath, and there you would have a bath. The accommodation, the living accommodation, the kitchen had to share among many people. Today you can go to the cafe house and you could buy different things, Italian food, Indian food. In those days, the only thing was available was fish and chips.
Wow.
I hated it. I just looking at it, it puts me off. Until now, I'm still not a fan of fish and chips. So you can see the condition. You go to work. Those days, you work long hours, coming home, and have to prepare a meal. Prepare your breakfast in the morning, going to work. It was very difficult. But I must say, today, we have come a long way. We have been through it all. We have seen everything. And we look at also at work. There was not many firms that would employ people of color. So any factory or any big company like the railway or some of those big factories that employ Black people, you would find friends would get job there for their friends. So on the railway, you would have a lot of black people working because those were the only places that people that would employ have black employee. I must say, my first few years in England was a nightmare. And associated with the people of, the British people, I must be honest, it was a mixed group. Some was good, some was kind to us, but the others have different opinion about us, putting it mild. I mean, it's a little better today, but things have not changed completely. My Windrush experience is one I will live with as long as will stay with me as long as I live. My children, they have always said to me, Dad, how did you cope in those days? It was a miracle. But God was good to us. And especially as a person, as a Christian, I go to church. I went to church on Saturday. So after a week of sorrow and pain, you go to church and you would get rid of those things. You hear the songs of Zion and those things. It would help you a lot. I don't know if there's any other point that I missed.
I think the main points have been brought out in that regard because we're interested in what it was like, your personal experience, which was quite good. You just mentioned church being a motivating and inspiring opportunity for you. And that helped to get you through each and every week despite the challenges. I've been hearing so many stories, Eddie, from individuals, some of whom prefer not to come on to the show to speak about their experience because it's been so painful for them. So we thank you very much for using this opportunity and platform to share your story with us, because we weren't around then, but this means a lot to us. This is part of our history. So can you tell me then, in terms of your interaction, for example, maybe the workplace, etc., you've mentioned the difference of opinions of other people. How do you think, or what do you think needs to be done maybe, or improved in the society to actually allow the Black community to flourish as it should, and for us all to be seen as equal human beings by right?
You see, the condition in our society is a condition of the heart.
Yes.
The British people have always think the same way. Before we came, they treat the Jews the same way as they treated us. They treat us a little better now, but the groups that are coming today, it's always the practice of the British people not to welcome people into this country. And the thing that bothers me, they are everywhere in the world. You look at Africa, you look at India, the British people go there and they take everything. You look at the Caribbean, in Jamaica. They had lots of the what do you call it, the economy of Jamaica. They have the best thing, land, sugarcane, plantation, banana plantation. Yet, when you come here, they don't treat you as a human being, as equal. Yet when they go to other places, they go there to be leaders and directors and chief. So that's the thing that really caused me to concern me a lot.
Right. And that is something that is being looked at in our society. I mean, now with everything that's been happening, especially since the pandemic, all these issues of racism that have been rearing their ugly head, it's actually proven an opportunity wherein people are now speaking out more than ever before about the inequalities that they face or experience. And from that, well, with that in mind, we thank you very much for making that statement, because definitely as individuals, we can all play a part. Now,
Yes.
you are an inspiration in your immediate community. I know many people speak very highly of you. You are well respected, and you are one of those individuals in society who we call them unsung heroes. They go not necessarily recognized for the good that they do in society and the positive contributions, but we on the Stand Up Stand and Standout show would like to recognize and acknowledge you today for your contribution, Eddie, to your community, to your church community at large as well. And also, I know you are a father, you're a husband, and you are definitely someone that individuals will continue to look up to. So thank you for being the man that you are today, and for inspiring not just people of your age group, but also the young in society.
Can I just make one more point?
Yes, sure.
To change the society, we cannot fight to change it. For the youth of all, the Black youth, the only way they can change this society is to go to college and go to university and get the best education. They will change it on an educational basis. When they have, when they can beat the system by getting good, a good qualification, a good education, whether you'll be a lawyer, a doctor, or a good tradesman, but they can't be there fighting, carrying guns and knives. That will not solve the problem.
So I guess your message is violence is not the answer, but instead educating yourself, being mentally prepared to take on whatever it is comes your way, and doing it in a legal fashion, in
Legal
a
fight.
peaceful fashion.
Yes.
You heard it here first, everyone. This is Eddie on the Stand Up and Stand Out show with me, your host, Soja Girl Kerry, expressing and giving his story about his experience coming all the way from Jamaica, the Commonwealth, to the UK, and sharing with us exactly what it was like during the Windrush period. Thank you so much, Eddie, for coming on, and we reserve the right to invite you back onto the show as well to share more insights into exactly what we can do as especially a Black community to lift the spirits and put forward positive and inspiring notes for everyone to follow. Thank you so much, Eddie.
Thank you very much.